All right, before we get into this, I got a couple of things in. We're gonna open them and I'm gonna show you what we got. First up, we got the Fabulous FX3 shaver. I've been using a Stylecraft shaver for a few months now, and I've heard a lot of good things about this one, so I wanted to check it out. Hopefully we like it. Next up, we have the beautiful Frank the Barber Fabulous FX clipper this time. I have the trimmer. I wanted to get the matching clipper. All of my clippers pretty much are all purple, so I'm happy to add this one. First one I'm trying out that's boosted. See the boosted version, Frank the Barber. What I had before, I had the original FX, and I had it customized before these came out, and basically the same colorway, and I just wanted to get, you know, the new boosted version without needing to do all of that. So I'm happy to get these in, and I've been noticing a little bit of a performance lag in these, going through tough hair, whatever. I've had these for a few years now, so I'm gonna step it up and be cutting with these. And those are my favorite clippers, but I like them even more once I add the taper blade onto them. So order the taper blade, because those come with a fade blade. I have a gold one, but I wanted to get a black taper blade. For me, it just blends a little bit smoother, I guess. Sometimes the fade blade, there's times where that's better, but generally the clipper that I want to use at most times, I'm more used to the taper blade. It's not that it's better, it's just, as barbers, you have what you're used to. And so whatever works for you, works for you. And this is what's been working for me. So I'm gonna throw this taper blade on there, and those are gonna be my go-tos. So I do like to zero gap these. Even though it's a taper blade, it's not gonna be, you know, like trimmer level, but it helps out a little bit. Sometimes I do have to go back with the clipper that has a fade blade, or just, you know, flick out that bottom line with the trimmer using the corners, but I do like to zero gap these anyway. That's what I just did, so check it out. Beautiful black taper blade on this new one. My starting lineup is consisting of these. You got its little cousin over here. I'm using the sabers as the hitters, and then these right here for clipper over comb, or if those die. I'm rocking with these too, so this is my starting lineup. Oh! Yo, we got a project today. My guy wants a fade and a lineup and beard work and all of that, and he came in here looking like this. So, we got a lot of work on our hand. And the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna try to debulk what I can so I can see what I'm doing. I wanna keep, you know, I wanna get the hair down to like a 2 on the sides. I'm not really looking too much at the ridge because we're gonna get to that later. I'm starting down low, just about the work I'm about to start with our lower guards and stuff. I wanna get that as clean as we can. So I'm debulking with the 2, just trying to clean up that hair that's on the sides. Right after that, I'm coming in and I'm stamping that line in. I know a lot of guys are against that. I think it can be okay as long as you're not pressing down like a design or something. If you're just lightly touching, and that's what I do. I like to have more control. I feel like I'm drawing a line out that way. And, you know, flicking it up, that works too. But whenever I'm trying to really get a good baseline in and I want to have a lot of control, I'll hold the trimmer this way. And you see that it's not even going all the way through the hair. Like I'm making a little line, and I'm gonna come back in going up against the grain. I'm not pressing down, stamping like I would for a design or something. So that line really isn't that tough to take out. And these trimmers aren't super sharp anyway. It's not that hard to get out. Now we're coming in with our shaver. This is the new shaver that I tried out. It worked really well, man. It blows through that hair. Super powerful, gets it super clean, super bald. I haven't had any issues with it. I love the way that it blows through the stubble. And I like to take it up to the line. I'm doing fades like these, I like to go all the way up. If I'm doing a lower, more compressed fade, I'm more conscious about how high I take the shaver. But fades like this, I'm not too stressed about it. And now I'm making my first section. No guard, just the blade open here, and I just want to create a parallel section to that baseline that I created with the trimmer. So the blade's open and I'm just, you know, digging in right there. I got the blade flat on the head, and I'm just trying to make sure all that hair is the same length. Same thing on this side, guys. I cut the head all at once. Like I'll do this, 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 in three different parts. I'll do it. So the right side, the back, and the left side. And that's kind of the way that I recorded this. So it's gonna be the same step, but just a different, part of the head. And this time I'm doing the same, creating that same section. And the main focus here is just try to get all the hair you can, because if you just blow through this real fast and don't go over a couple times, then you're gonna have a lot of work at the end when it comes to detail. You're gonna have a lot of dark spots, a lot of inconsistency. So I try to focus on this step and take it pretty serious and just go over a few times and see where the hair's growing, go against it, keep brushing it down, and try to get everything down to that length. And what I like to do next, I just like to set the lever halfway, and I try to hit it about halfway through that section. So you're gonna see me going up about halfway through it with the lever halfway open. And after that, I'm coming right back underneath that with the lever all the way closed. And that usually blends it out for me. The difficult part is this part right here on the back. The hair is usually a lot more thicker, it's a lot more dense, and even sometimes it's more dark, and you just wanna pay more attention. It might take a little bit more time, but I like to start off doing the same thing. I'll come halfway up, close it at the bottom, flick out that bottom line and see what happens. But you can see I'm going a little bit higher with the blade closed, and I'm just lever playing the back. I kind of just have to finesse it. But the sides, you're usually good. Halfway up, close it, hit the bottom, and that's usually enough to blend it. And then with some type of textures, usually with lighter hair, thinner hair, that section will blend out in the back too. But with the thicker, darker hair, it can be a little bit more challenging, and you just gotta pay more attention to it and just finesse your way through it. So now I'm coming here with the one open, creating another section just like we did before, parallel with the same line that we created at the start. And I'm just keeping the same focus. I'm flat on the head, and I'm trying to get every hair to the same length. Not doing any type of flicking out, no type of finessing, no corner work, just as simple as it gets. Flat on the head, and I'm just keeping the hair down, and I'm just cutting against the grain. And now you'll see me go underneath it. I'll close the lever and just come back right underneath where I was, just trying to lighten up that line that I created. Hitting that line that's created between the one and the blade open. Hit it with the halfway open first, and then that usually doesn't get it out all the way, so then you'll see me close it and kind of hit it with the corners, and that usually gets it out most of the time. You might have to come back with the blade open in some spots, but right here you see me just hitting it first halfway, and then I'll go right underneath it. So right here I'm halfway, and then I hit the lever, and I'm and that usually gets it out well enough for me. And then this section I'm creating now is just the two, and I'm going up to the ridge and just flicking off the head in a square shape, trying to keep that silhouette. And there's not much hair being cut here because I debulked with the two. So, but now I'm just being a little bit more careful on how we're creating that perimeter. And now I'm coming in with the two closed underneath that, and just same sort of deal. I'm lightening up that line. You see me here with the 1.5. And I start with that open, completely open, and I'm hitting that line. And kind of similar, that's not gonna take it out right away. So then I'll close it halfway. You see me doing it here. Halfway all the way around, and just make sure you lay the hair down. And now I come back with the one and hit it with the corner, right underneath where I was, and just kind of cut into that section and create the blend. So I got the one guard, kind of just tilted on the head with that one little corner, and I'm just knifing into that section that I just created with the two. That's about it right here. Now I'm coming back with the half and just detailing. And you see me here with the hairspray, locking that hair down on the front hairline. We're gonna comb his beard out here. The way I like to shape beards, I like to just comb it out and freehand the shape according to the jawline, and try to just kind of create the shape that would look good on his head. I don't love to use guards on beards because it kind of, I noticed that it makes kind of like a round face, like a gerbil or something. So I like to create my own shape, sort of. So I got the 2 guard here, and I'm going with the grain, just right off his chin, right off his jaw, just kind of taking the length down a little bit. Now you see me with my goblin clippers, and I'm coming in and I'm just shaping the beard, you know, accordingly. And those clippers will dig right through it and just create the shape, but you got to be super careful with this. So I like to get a powerful clipper that's not gonna snag and just dig through that hair. You see me starting to create the blend. I start off with the 2, and I usually do that at the cheek, under the ear, and I'm kind of just going up with that. And now you see me creating my first section, and you're basically creating a fade all over again. You see me opening my lever, closing my lever, getting that first section blended out, come back with the 1 guard, open and close, and I'm just kind of, you know, doing a reverse fade on the beard. Once you get that blended, I'm taking the mustache down. I usually like to do a 1.5 with these type of textures. Some people like a 1, and sometimes I'll do that with more thinner mustaches, more fine. But with more natural styled mustaches, I'll do a 1.5. And you see me now, we're lining up the beard with the trimmer. And this is a super rough draft. I'm not taking this super serious because I know I'm gonna come back with the razor. So I'm not trying to get super fine. You don't wanna risk pushing that line down too far. So I'm just kind of creating a shape because he had a lot of hair up his cheek and towards his eyes and stuff. So I'm just creating a very rough draft of what this beard is gonna look like. And now that the holding spray is dried, I'm coming back. I'm starting in the middle of the hairline, and I just want to get it at the lowest point where all the hairs still are. So he's got a couple of loose hairs that are going down further. I want to get it at that lowest point where all the hairs still are. That way I'm not, trying to hold on to something that isn't there, and I also don't want to push him back or anything. I want to preserve what's there and create a line where it can be even. And we're coming with our enhancement now, 245 no drip with the Beam Team compressor, and we're just following up where we were before. And we're basically getting to that skin underneath the hair where it's light, and we're basically just filling that in, man. This will last a few days, and I like to use it with these type of clients that might have lighter spots and certain areas. It'll help preserve the hairline a little longer, and it makes them feel better. So that's what we're gonna do. And I like to. He doesn't really need it on his beard, but I always just use the extra on the beard. And now I'm coming back with the fibers, because if you just use the liquid enhancement, it's gonna look like paint. It's gonna look shiny. And so I come back with the fibers to add a little bit of texture. And now we're lining them up again to get the extra fibers off of there. Yep, and now we're coming back with the holding spray, and hopefully those will keep the fibers intact for a little bit. Now we're hitting them with the razor, getting it super sharp. When you have thick hair like this and there's stubble, you want to make sure you're going with the grain and then coming back against the grain, so it doesn't really show any stubble like that. And you can see I'm using the shaving gel on the face because, like I said, he's got super thick. He had stubble all the way up his face, so I didn't want to dry shave that. I feel like that would have been a little bit rough, so I just use the shaving gel, make it a little bit more comfortable. And we're just keeping that beard line pretty natural. And I'm coming back with the shaver because that stubble was still there, and I wanted to go against the grain, so I just came back with the shaver on the face, and it worked pretty well. And now you can see the before. This is what he came in looking like, man. He was lost. He was looking for himself for sure. He needed help. Oh, and check out the after. Guys, you gotta remember, when they come, we wanna provide them with an amazing atmosphere. We wanna provide them with an amazing appearance, and we want them to leave out of here with an amazing attitude, and that's exactly what we did. Yo, if you're new here, I go by the name of Vino. He goes by the name of Winnie. We do barbering, fashion, lifestyle, a lot of different things. Thanks for checking us out. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that I see you next time. Ciao ragazzi, e ci vediamo alla prossima volta. Ciao!